and welcome to my stamp studio. Today is Wednesday, January 28th, and it is hump day. It is lunchtime. Hope you all have grabbed your lunch and are ready for a little crafting fun. I'm just verifying that I'm online here, and as soon as I can see that, we will get started. So today we're going to be doing a quick little card with our cute Woolly Friends stamp set, and I just moved my stamp set, sorry. So we'll be featuring the Woolly Friends, and this is a in our new catalog, our new January catalog. So I gave you a little sneak peek last week on what's all in our catalog. This stamp set coordinates with a punch, so we're going to be using that as well today. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am also featuring this bundle in our January Studio Card Club, and that has been posted and it's active now, so you can sign up. Monthly club is a subscription club where I pick a bundle out, I design 4 cards, and then I prepare a kit for you that has 8 pre-cut cards, and it has about $20 to $25 in product. It all gets shipped directly to you. There's a PDF tutorial. Sometimes there's videos depending on the cards. But yeah, you get all that goodness, and I like to surprise and delight my club members, and I put some little extra goodies, a little something something in there for you. So yeah, you'll want to definitely take advantage of that. All right, so let's see what some of the other products that we're going to be using in today's card. We're going to be using our Everyday Arches dies. I've already die cut this, and I've cut it out of a piece of vellum. So I'll be showing you all those pieces in just a moment. So for example, if this was one of our club cards, you would be getting this with your envelope already done for you. You need your own stamps, ink, and adhesive to do the project. So maybe you want to add that to your club, or maybe you have a different stamp set that you want to use. Totally fine. Use something in your stash. All right, so we'll be using that. We'll also be using our new Lovely Stripes embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder, and it does give actually a very deep embossed look to your cardstock. So we'll be using that. I will list all the supplies in the description of the video and also in the comments of the video so that you know what we use today. All these items are available in my online store, and you can pick them up. All right. And we're also going to be adding a little sparkle to our card with our Sparkle Dot Essentials. All right, let's get started. So on our, I'm going to move these things out of the way. I have a piece of Bubble Bath, 8.5 by 5.5, just scored right in half. I have a piece of my Bubble Bath here, which was 4 by 5.25. I'm going to go ahead and just take my liquid glue here and adhere that right to the card front. Let's go ahead and give this a good crease here with my bone folder. I want my card to sit flat. All right. I like using liquid glue when I'm using my 3D embossing folder because these are such deep, I don't know what's the word, crevices? I don't know. That wasn't quite the word I was looking for, but there's such a deep print embossing that you're going to definitely want to have that. And I'm sorry, I'm just looking for my liquid glue. I thought I had them all out, and apparently not. I just had a bunch I used the other day, so I just need to figure out where I put them because I put them in a really good place. Well, okay. I don't seem really I mean, I know I brought them back with me. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just grab a new one here. That's all right. I go through enough liquid glue that I'm not too worried about it. All right. So let's go ahead and open our liquid glue here. So my other one was just kind of getting near its end, so it wasn't coming out really nice. I can tell you when I have these sitting here, I usually store them upside down so that my glue will be right towards that tip. So I usually store it like I have my little Zen holder here, just with some pebbles I glued in there, and I usually store it that way. So once I get all the rest of the glue out of that one, I'll put my new one in there. It's really nice because that way I don't have to search for it on my desktop. It's always right there. Just a fun thing to do. I like doing all sorts of crafty things. Okay, so I have a piece of basic white. This is a 1.5 inch strip, and I have a piece of my Mix and Match Designer Series paper. This is also the paper that's featured in our club, and this is 4 inches by 1 1/4. So we're going to be putting these here, a little bit of pink on the bottom. I'm going to be placing my vellum right over the top, and I do want to grab a little bit of ribbon here. Let's see if I have my pink ribbon handy. I wanted to use that, but I don't know what I did with it, so we'll just use our whoops, ribbon. I had it out and I put it away because I'm like, oh, I don't need to use that, and I don't know where I put it. Okay. Well, you know, some days I'm more organized than others. Oh, it happens. Okay, so I'm just going to use my basic beige ribbon because that's what I have handy. All right, we're going to do some stamping before we assemble our cards here. So let me go ahead and bring in some colors. I'm going to be using our Old Olive because it coordinates with the paper here. So we've got our Old Olive. And these are actually the colors too that I'll be using in our club. And I'm going to use Daffodil Delight. So let's stamp that. Let's get these open. Now what I love about this stamp set is that it's a 2-step stamping. So I don't need markers, I don't need blends, I can just use my ink pads. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to grab our flowers here. So put my flowers on one block. And then I have my little tulips here, so we'll just get another block for those. And then I have my leaf image. So we'll be using those. And then in a little bit, we'll be using our little sheep in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp my flowers towards the top here. And we'll go off the page a little bit. So let me just grab a scrap piece of paper here. What is this? Okay, that's a scrap. I didn't want to grab a finished card. All right. And we'll just keep this out for a minute. That's not going to work because I've got something on the front that's causing it to be a challenge. So let me just grab, oh, here we go. I always have scrap paper around somewhere. I should really pull out my grid paper, but I had packed that away when I went to the assisted living over the weekend, and we have a little stamp class there that we do with the ladies, and I left it in my car. I didn't bring them back in. So now I'm just filling in my leaves, just like so. All right, I'm going to take my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to look through that. I'm going to stamp my flowers. Sorry, there's a bit of a glare here. Just trying to look through to line those up. Now you can use any colors for your flowers. I just happened to grab yellow. It was sitting on my table. All right. Got those, got those. Okay. Now, we're going to close this up. I'll be using our daffodil again, but for the moment, we're going to close it up. Now I'm just going to take my little green underneath, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere these two together. Now you can use seal, you can use your liquid glue. Totally up to you on your adhesive of choice. If you didn't like the green, you could always use the pink underneath. That would be very pretty as well. So I'm just going to line this up. Just make sure it's straight here. That's what I like about liquid glue. I have a little bit of wiggle room. So if I need to do something, I can move that. All right. And we're going to go ahead and just put that right on the front of our card. And I didn't get that very straight. Oh well. It's going to be what it is. All right. Again, I'm using enough liquid glue so it grabs hold of all those little creases in there. All right. And I'm just going to leave a little bit on the bottom. All right, so there's that. Now, with adhesive and vellum when you put adhesive on your vellum, it will show through. All right. So you just need to be a little careful with that. But we're going to be putting this here. And right now, I'm not going to adhere my vellum. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my little sheep and attach it to my vellum. Then I will have somewhere to put my adhesive where it won't be seen. So you'll see how that works in just a second here. So let's grab our scrap of white here. And let's grab our sheep. And so I'm going to be using my punch here for part of it, because I want this little sheep to be jumping over our flowers. So I am grabbing, let me show you which one I'm grabbing here. I'm grabbing this one right here, so it looks like it's jumping. So grab that and put that on a block. And then I'm going to grab, we're going to grab our other little piece here. I'm going to stamp that because I just want that top part there. And then I want to stamp the little head. So there we go. All right. Now, when we're stamping and punching, flip your punch over and look which direction you're going in so that you know where to stamp on your paper. I'm going to take our black Memento ink here. And I'm going to stamp this. Now I'm going to stamp it upside down because that's the way it is in the punch. So I'm going to stamp that right here. All right. And then I'm going to stamp this one. Now this one I'll have to fussy cut out, which is not that big of a deal. All right. And then I want my little head. Head here. Now this could be a birthday card. It could be a thinking of you. It could be a, you're awesome. It could be welcome cutie for a baby card. There's all sorts of different sentiments in this set. And let's see, what else do I want to do? There's a little tuft of hair, a little tuft of wool there that we can stamp. So let me just grab that piece. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and do that we're going to do it in Bubble Bath, because that matches my cardstock. All right. Okay, and then I'm just going to look through and line that up just like that. That's what two stamping is. So it has one stamp that will fit in the other image. And that's what it's all about. Okay, let's go ahead and get some of our stuff punched out here. I'm going to end up stamping another little bell, but I wanted to get this punched out first. And I'm going to take my scissors here. Just trim my paper down just a little bit here so I can get my little head in there. Now, if you ever run into a circumstance where your piece of paper is a little smaller and it's hard to get in that punch, grab a Post-it note, put your Post-it note right on the edge of your paper, and now you can slide that in. Just a neat little trick to help you with your punches. Yes, I could line it up on my stamps and punch everything out at one time, but I wasn't using everything in there. So there we go. I've got my little bow now. That was just a plus. I wanted to actually stamp the bell, but I think we'll use the bow just because, hey, I have it. I'm going to go ahead and take my outline. Let's see. We'll take our solid image here. And we'll go ahead and grab our... I really want the bell. I lied. I'm going to grab the bell, because that's what I really wanted in the first place. So I've got this. So I'm going to stamp that in black. We're just going to do it right down here. And my bell is going this direction. So I'm just going to stamp it over here. And then I'm going to take the little bell fill in. Easiest way to say that. We're going to stamp it in daffodil. And then we'll just stamp our little bell here. There we go. Close that up. We'll punch that piece out. So I got a nice little piece for my bell. Like so. So we've got a little body, our head, our bell. Now we just have to fussy cut out this piece. And just let me get my snips here. It's really not bad to fussy cut out at all. So I'm going pretty close to the stamped area, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to end up taking this one and putting it right over the top. So just trim those out. So yeah, the punch only punches one of the sheep bodies. It punches the one with the legs all together. I'll go ahead and after I'm done with this, I'll show you the cards that we're going to make in club. Just give you a little sneak peek. So if you're a club member and want to be surprised, I'll tell you when to close your eyes. I will be doing a little video sneak peek of club as well, which I'll have on YouTube. All right, there we go. And to make our life easier, we're just going to take some dimensionals here. Let's cover our ink and move it out of the way. And I'm going to take this dimensional, and I'm just going to put it right there in the middle of the body. I'm going to come back in, and I'm just going to trim off these little legs here. I don't need those on there. All right, we'll peel our dimensional off here. And I'm going to just adhere this right to the bottom. It's okay if, you know, it's not perfectly lined up. Just get as close as possible, okay? Then we're going to have our little head over here on the side. So I'm just going to just put a little bit of liquid glue there. I'm just going to actually put it right on that. I want my little bell here, so I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right on the top there. We'll go ahead and put our little bell on there. We've got a little sheep right there, so it looks like he's jumping away. You can put the head on either side. It doesn't matter. He's ambidextrous, I guess might be the word. Okay, so we have our vellum here. Now, again, I did not put my vellum down yet. I have my little sheep here, so I'm going to have him leaping in the air. And I'm going to actually just go ahead on the back. We'll grab our, sorry, I moved my glue out of the way. I'm going to grab our glue here. And I'm just looking where I have this. And so I'm going to want to put him right there. I'm just going to give it a minute for it to, not a minute, just a couple seconds. Just for it to kind of grab hold. Now I know that I can actually just go ahead and put my adhesive right here. No one's going to see it. It's going to be hidden behind that. And I can put this right here. All right. I should have actually added my ribbon before I did this. So because I didn't, we're just going to tie a simple little bow. And we'll just add that right to the front. Oh, I think I found my ribbon now that I was, talking about it, but all right. So I'm gonna pull that tight, and we'll make it just a tad smaller. I do want a larger bow, so, all right. Okay, let's grab our ribbon scissors. And a nice little snip. We're going to pull in a glue dot. Now, I ran out of glue dots the other day. Did I pull new ones out? Is the question. I thought I did, but I don't see them on my desktop here. Well, let's see. I have some extra glue dots here. So our glue dots come in usually in a roll, but because I don't see them on my desktop, I'm just going to have to use this one. All right, so I'm going to take my glue dot and put it in the back of my bow. I'll lift off that little backing. And I'm just going to put it right here. Just like that. If I really wanted, I could take another glue dot here. I can peel off this backing. And stick it right underneath where my bow is. Nope. Right there. And that's just another way to hold down my vellum. If I can lift that backing off, we'll be all good. There we go. All right. Okay, so now I need a little sentiment on here just to finish off my card. And we'll need to put something on the inside. So I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white, and we're going to put a couple little things on there. Let's see. So our sentiment sets say, you make me happy, welcome cutie, sending sunshine and flowers, you're simply fabulous. I think we're going to use that sentiment just because it cracks me up. All right, so let's get a piece of white, and I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. It's still my little scrap. I just want to make sure I have a straight edge. And I'll cut it at 3/4 of an inch. And hopefully that will be large enough for this. Grab another little block. And I think this time I'm going to take my, we'll just grab our black again. Stamp our little sentiment here. All right. Quick and easy. If you had a die cut, you could die cut out your sentiment. I'm simply just going to use it just like this. And I'll just go ahead and adhere it down to the bottom. I'm going to go actually all the way to the edge. I think it looks cute over there. So let's go ahead and put that on. Just grab some of our liquid glue. And I'm going to cover part of my arch there, part of this paper. I'm going to hold it down for a moment. All right. And now let's get our sparkles out. Hello, Beth. Welcome. And so let's go ahead. Let's see what kind of sparkles. I think we're going to use this straw. I think these are, I don't know if it's Petunia Pop or Strawberry Slush. I don't know. Those are the ones that we're going to use. So I'm going to grab this large one here. I'm going to put it right down there. And we'll grab the middle one. And we'll put it right there. And we'll put the small one up here. Now, here's another little tip. I could actually, if I was worried about this popping up too much, I could put a glue dot or just a little drop of glue right behind that embellishment. And that will also help hold down that vellum. But you don't really need to have that done. All right, let's go ahead and grab our inside here. I'm going to grab my scrap piece of paper again. That's, let me see if I can make this a little flatter. It was just one I grabbed out of the garbage here. All right, we're going to grab our old olive again. And we'll stamp our... I'm going to start with my flowers in the middle. And I can stamp 3 flowers. We'll go ahead and grab our leaves. And I'm going to stamp our leaves. This set is so cute. It's so fun. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to get that. And then plus it had a punch. I'm like, how cute is that? All right. And this time I'm going to change up the flowers and I'm going to go with our petal pink. So I just need to clean that off. Hopefully I have my cleaner right here. I do. Got a bunch of stuff laying here. Let me just move some of this stuff back out of the way. Got a pile of stamps to clean there. Some scraps right there. All right. Okay, so let's take our pink. I'm going to just stamp a couple times on my paper here because I want to make sure I don't have any of that yellow still on there. All right, and again, I'm going to look through my stamp. I'm going to line that up. And it's really not hard to line up. Sometimes it's not perfect, but that's totally fine. All right, so you are simply fabulous, and we can stamp our sending flowers and sunshine, or you make me happy. Let's do you make me happy. Because you know what? You do make me happy. Let's see. And I truly do mean that. I'm not just saying it. I mean it. All right, we'll grab our black. And I could actually stamp it right down here. So I'm going to do something a little different. You don't necessarily always have to stamp it in the middle. So we have you make me happy, and you can leave your little note wherever you want on there. And we're going to put this on the inside of our card now. I'm going to actually grab my seal. Get rid of that. And we are almost done with our cards. Okay, less than a half an hour. Hope you are having a good lunch today. Leave a comment. Tell me what you're having for lunch. I have not decided yet. I think actually I'm going to be baking up some chicken breasts while my meeting is going. There we go. How cute is that? Pretty quick and simple to do. All right, so I promised I would show you the club cards. So club members, close your eyes if you want to be surprised. So here's one of the cards. I'm not going to show you all the inside or anything. Here's another, basically the same way. We just switched up the vellum, what we're doing. We have a little Z-fold card. And then we have a little baby card. All right, and you can change those sentiments up. You are going to be getting the dots. You'll be getting the blue gingham ribbon. And then you'll be getting a half a package of the Mix and Match Designer Series paper. Again, I will be doing a little video, quick little video on Club so you can actually see everything that you'll get. I'll show you what it all looks like, because some people are like, oh, what do you get in Club? Oh, is it worth it? It is totally worth it. It really is. I do give you a color PDF tutorial that I emailed to you, and that way you can keep that and use it over and over. All you have to do is switch out your stamp set. All right. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow night. Hey, tomorrow night is our week 2 of our birthday card Class to Go series. So make sure you join me 7 p.m. here on Facebook. I will be uploading it to YouTube just directly afterwards. So I hope to see you there, and you will be able to get tomorrow night's class kit as well. And I'll give you all the details. All right. See you at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Bye.